Hello, this is Joe, MTL Vintage Cars. Welcome to my second game in the 1959 replay. If you didn't see my first game, have a look. It was an absolutely wonderful game. So today we are featuring the game coming to you from County Stadium in Milwaukee. The Milwaukee Braves will face the Los Angeles Dodgers. We have a couple of beauties, left-handers here, Johnny Padres and Warren Spahn. If you're new to this, what I'm doing is I'm simulating the entire 1959 Major League Baseball season with PC Replay Baseball as the PC interface. And off to the side, I am rolling off camera. I'm rolling inside pitch baseball. I won't go through a lot of the details in terms of the base running, etc. If you want to know more about the technicalities of the game, there are a couple of guys that do an absolutely amazing job on it, and the ones that come out top of mind are RJL and Baseball Demos that do an absolutely wonderful job on this. I just taking a unique way to play this, and I hope you enjoy it. Any feedback would be welcome. So I'm only going to be streaming for this game, for this day, Monday, May 4th, 1959. I will be streaming only the Dodgers and Milwaukee Braves. Other games on tap for today are the Red Sox against the Kansas City Athletics, and there are the starting pitchers. The Giants will travel to Crosley Field, McCormick against Perky, and finally the Cubs at the Pittsburgh Pirates. So let's go to the game. The starting lineups for the 13-8 Los Angeles Dodgers: Jim Gilliam will bat first and play third. Charlie Neal will be at second. Don Demeter will be in center field. Cleaning it up in right field will be Carl Furillo. Batting fifth, first baseman Gil Hodges. Batting sixth, Rip Rapolsky. Batting seventh, Don Zimmer at short. Batting eighth and catching is Joe Pignatano, and the left-hander Johnny Padres. For the Milwaukee Braves, absolutely dreadful start, 6-10. Again, it's early. There's 16 out of 154 games. Lots of games still to play. We'll see. Johnny O'Brien leads off, playing second base. Eddie Matthews batting second. He'll be at third. Henry Aaron will be in right. Joe Adcock in left. Andy Pafko in center. Frank Torrey at first. The catcher is Del Crandall batting seventh. Johnny Logan is your shortstop batting eighth. And Warren Spahn will be the pitcher. Let's get down to the game. So this is Warren Spahn's sixth game. He has a 1-3 record with a 3.89 ERA. Leading it off will be Jim Gilliam. Jim Gilliam is batting .341 with no home runs and 4 RBIs. And Jim Gilliam proceeds to strike out. Pretty simple. Here it is, strikeout. Batting second is Charlie Neal. Charlie Neal from Longview, Texas, is batting .262 with 3 home runs and 14 RBIs. That was a ball. This will be a fly ball to Andy Pafko for the second out of the inning. Don Demeter is the next hitter. Don Demeter is hitting .233 with 4 home runs and 14 RBIs. And Don Demeter will single to left field. Adcock picks it up, throws it to second. With 2 out, Carl Furillo steps up. Furillo on the season is batting .333 with 1 home run. And not sure how he got that home run. I'll have to check my stats. In real life, he didn't have any home runs, which is interesting. And Furillo will bounce it to O'Brien, who will flip it to Johnny Logan for the third out of the inning. Bottom of the first. This is Johnny Padres' 7th game. He has a 2-1 record with a 3.23 ERA. He'll face Johnny O'Brien. Johnny O'Brien, this is just his 2nd game, and he's 0 for 3. Padres strikes out Johnny O'Brien for the first out of the inning. Bringing up Eddie Matthews, off to a really slow start, as you can see. Just 2 home runs in 66 at-bats, when in real life he hit 46. And Matthews strikes out. The slump continues for Eddie Matthews. Hank Aaron hitting .290 with 3 home runs and 9 RBIs. Again, well below his output. The Milwaukee Braves are looking to have this turned around really quickly. That was ball 1. And Hank Aaron will fly out to Rip Rapolsky for the third out of the inning. 3 up and 3 down go the Milwaukee Braves. Gil Hodges steps up. Hodges, in 54 at-bats, is hitting .426 with 4 home runs and 15 RBIs. And Hodges hits a high into the air, not too deep for Andy Pafko for the first out of the inning. Rip Rapolsky steps up. Rapolsky's hitting .158 with just 19 at-bats. And Rapolsky will single to right field. Rapolsky is on. There is no stealing attempt. Don Zimmer. Now this is an intriguing one. Don Zimmer, 308, 2 home runs, 9 RBIs, when in real life he hit $165. We'll see over the long haul how that turns out. But right now he's absolutely standing on his head with that 308 batting average. And that is a ground ball to Eddie Matthews. Eddie Matthews can't get to it. It's an infield single. And Don Zimmer's improbable batting continues. Joe Pignatano, the Dodger catcher, 6 hits and 15 at-bats with 3 RBIs this year so far. And Pignatano strikes out for the second out of the inning. That was a big strikeout for Spahn. He needed it. Johnny Padres is up. Johnny Padres, 5 hits and 10 at-bats. He's a good hitter. And Padres hits the center. Rip Rapolsky. Rapolsky, the throw at the plate, and he is out. And here's how we score it. So you will do a single, and then from center field to the catcher, and he is out at the plate. Great interface. It records everything. Your home runs, RBIs, all the fielding. It's just an absolutely marvelous interface. I hope you like this method. Generally, these should be pretty quick 9-inning games. Hopefully they won't be too boring in this fashion. Again, I appreciate the feedback. I'm starting out new. I'm starting out new, and I hope to at least provide some sort of entertainment. But for me, it's just scratching an itch. I love baseball, and I love commentating on it. All right, so Joe Adcock. 433, 2 home runs, 6 RBIs. And Adcock will hit the ball to center fielder Don Demeter. Lazy fly ball, 1 out. Andy Pafko is 0 for 5 so far this year in limited duty. And Pafko drives the ball to Carl Furillo. Can he get to it? He cannot. And it's a single. Pafko is on. for Frank Torrey. The slick fielding first baseman is hitting 156 with no home runs and 3 RBIs. And just as I said it, here's a single right through the wickets of Johnny Padres into center field. And the Braves are in business with runners on first and second with 1 out. Del Crandall steps up. Crandall hitting .232 with no home runs and 3 RBIs. And Crandall will hit the ball to Rip Rapolsky in left, not too deep, for the second out of the inning. Shortstop Johnny Logan. And Logan hitting .279 with no home runs and 5 RBIs. And Logan singles to right. Let's see if Pafko can score. Yes, he does. Let's see if Torrey goes to third. Yes, he does. So runners at the corners, 2 out for a good hitter, decent hitter for a pitcher in Warren Spahn. Oh, look at this, 357, no home runs, 2 RBIs. And Spahn hits a single to right. Will he stretch it out to a double? Yes, he will. Over the third goes Johnny Logan. Oh, that meant to be a double, so because he stretched it out. So again, hit the erase and double. And will Johnny Logan score? Yes, he does. A 2-run double for Warren Spahn gives the Braves a 3-0 lead. Johnny O'Brien is up, and O'Brien will hit a fly ball, center field. Don Demeter is under it for the third out of the inning, but not before the Milwaukee Braves put up a 3-spot. Going to the third inning, the Milwaukee Braves lead 3-0. Jim Gilliam's 7th time at bat, and Gilliam will hit the ball to Johnny O'Brien. O'Brien, easy play, over to first. First out, and Charlie Neal is up. Charlie Neal will hit a ball to center fielder Andy Pafko for the second out of the inning. Excuse me, I apologize for that. I couldn't find the mute button, but such is life as a rookie. I promise to get better. Don Demeter with 2 out. This will be a tough play for Andy Pafko. Will he get to it? Andy Pafko makes the catch, shoestring catch for out number 3. Johnny Padres will now face Eddie Matthews. And the ball goes to Jim Gilliam's slow roller and gets Eddie Matthews by a step for the first out of the inning. Hank Aaron is up. Hank Aaron has a chance. No, he doesn't. He just missed it. He hit it on the end of the bat over to Junior Gilliam, Jim Gilliam, for the second out of the inning. And Joe Adcock is up. And Adcock draws a 2-out walk. No stealing, no pickoff chances. Oh, that was Joe Adcock who drew a walk. And now we have Andy Pafko. And Pafko will strike out for the third out of the inning. Top of the fourth, Warren Spahn will start his fourth inning against Carl Furillo. Furillo will hit the ball to Johnny Logan, ranging to his left. He can't get it, and it's a leadoff single for Carl Furillo. And Gil Hodges will step up. This will be a tough play for Johnny Logan. Johnny Logan boots it. An error for Johnny Logan. Runners on first and second with nobody out. The Dodgers have something cooking here. And Rapolsky will hit a fly ball to deep center field. Is it deep enough to bring Furillo? No, it's not. Furillo has to hold at second. So the first out of the inning is a big out, which brings us to Don Zimmer. Zimmer will hit the ball to short. And the only play is a flip to Johnny O'Brien for the second out of the inning. He held on to the ball as Don Zimmer was running down the line pretty fast and unable to turn two. So with two out, the catcher Joe Pignatano. And Joe Pignatano will hit a fly ball to center field. Andy Paff goes under it for the third out of the inning. The Dodgers squandered an opportunity there with the first two men on, and they were unable to score. Frank Torre will come to the plate, and Frank Torre will hit a ball to right field. It's rattling around in the corner and motoring around second. Over to third goes Frank Torre. Here's the throw. Safe. Frank Torre is in with a leadoff triple. Del Crandall steps up. The catcher, the infield will be drawn in. And that is a range play. And this is a fly ball to center field. Demeter makes the catch. Now, Frank Torre. Will Frank Torre be able to score? No. One out, and the infield stays drawn in for Johnny Logan. And Logan hits the sharp ground ball to Gil Hodges. Gil Hodges will look Frank Torre back to third base. He'll step on the first base. And that's the second out of the inning for Warren Spahn. Let's see if we have some two-out heroics from the lefty. Warren Spahn hits a tough play for Carl Furillo. Furillo cannot make the play. And another clutch hit. And 4-0 for the Milwaukee Braves. Johnny O'Brien is up, and Johnny O'Brien singles to right. And around second, going to third, is Warren Spahn. The rally continues. Eddie Matthews will pop it up sky high. In foul territory is Gil Hodges, and he makes the play for out number 3, but not before the Milwaukee Braves add to their lead. Johnny Padres will stay in. Again, we're playing in 1959. We're not playing in 2016. So Johnny Padres, if we look, he's good for 27 batters, and Padres has faced 20. So we'll keep Padres in. And Padres has an opportunity to hit the ball to Eddie Matthews. Will Eddie Matthews? And it gets by him for a single. So Johnny Padres, not to be outdone by his pitching counterpart, also contributes to the offense. Jim Gilliam is up. And Gilliam will hit the ball to Andy Pafko in center. He's been busy out there for out number 1. No chance for a pickoff. And this will be a play, and it'll be a single to right. Johnny Padres rounds second, and he scampers back. He will not challenge Hank Aaron's arm. So Charlie Neal is on base. For runners on first and second for Don Demeter. And Demeter will single to left, and Padres will hold. So runners on all bases. The bases are loaded for Carl Furillo. The Braves will play at double play depth. Warren Spahn needs to get out of this mess. And Warren Spahn will hit it to third. Eddie Matthews. Tough play. Eddie Matthews will... His only play is to second base. So 5-4, and a run scores. An RBI for Carl Furillo. Gil Hodges is up, and Hodges will hit the ball past O'Brien. Scoring is Charlie Neal, and over to third runs Carl Furillo, and it's 4-2. Rip Ripolsky is up now, and Ripolsky will single to right again. Gil Hodges runs around second, over the third, and it's 4-3, just like that. And now you know why the Dodgers are in first place. Don Zimmer is up, and Zimmer hits the ball at Hank Aaron, and he can't get it. And Zimmer will stop at second. And it's a tie game. What a game. Don Zimmer continues his unlikely offensive production. With a tie game, Joe Pignatano is up. And Pignatano will hit a ground ball to short. Logan flips it to Johnny O'Brien for the third out of the inning, and the end of a disastrous inning for the Milwaukee Braves. Let's see what could happen here. Let's see if Johnny Padres can pitch a shutdown inning. Hank Aaron is up, and Hank Aaron singles past Don Zimmer, which brings up Joe Adcock. And Adcock promptly draws a walk. So runners on first and second. Now let's see who the Braves have on the bench to play center field. I think what the Braves will do is they will pinch hit. The Braves need to win. And they'll pinch hit. They'll put in Bill Bruton, even though it's a lefty-lefty matchup. They need hits. They need offense. They'll put in Bill Bruton to pinch hit for Andy Pafko. And on the season, Bill Bruton is hitting .302 with no home runs and 7 RBIs. And Bruton will come in and he'll play center. This will be a tough chance for Charlie Neal. And Neal ranges, he gets it. And his only play is to second base. Flips it to Don Zimmer for the first out of the inning. The runners are at the corners with 1 out for Frank Torrey. Johnny Padres, the Dodgers, and Walt Alston will call the infield in. The roll is a fly ball to right. Is it deep enough to score? Hank Aaron, yes it is. Sacrifice fly for Frank Torrey. And the Braves reclaim the lead. 5-4 with Del Crandall coming up. And Crandall will ground it to Gilliam, who throws it over second base for the third out of the inning. You see here, this signifies that we need to make a substitution. So you basically click here, and you can see all the players that are able to play, that are rated to play center field. But like I said, we'll bring in Bill Bruton to do that. So Johnny Padres is up. Let's see where we stand here. Padres is good for 27 batters. In the past few games, the Dodgers have used up a lot of their bullpen, so we might roll the dice with Johnny Padres, and we'll let him hit. And Padres strikes out. Warren Spahn facing Jim Gilliam. Jim Gilliam grounds it to Johnny O'Brien for the second out of the inning. Just like that, there are 2 out for Charlie Neal. And Charlie Neal, high fly ball. Henry Aaron's camped under it. When this ball comes down, it'll be the 3rd out of the inning. And there it is. To the bottom of the 6th we go. Great game, with the Milwaukee Braves leading the Los Angeles Dodgers 5-4. Johnny Logan is the hitter, and Johnny Logan draws a walk. Base on ball for Johnny Logan, and Warren Spahn is not a great bunter. We'll have him hit away. And Spahn strikes out. I guess that's better than, potential double play ball, so that's okay. No harm, no foul. Johnny Logan stays put at first. And draws a walk. Johnny O'Brien, first and second. Be a good time for Eddie Matthews to get out of his slump. What does he do? He walks. The bases are loaded. And that'll be it for Johnny Padres, who's fatigued. So Johnny Padres comes out. You can see how the top pitchers, McDevitt and Levine, are tired, so they're not available. Stan Williams is not available. The only ones that are available are Yikes, Art Fowler, and Johnny Klipstein. Well, what do we do here? I guess we'll bring in Art Fowler. Let's hold our nose and bring in Art Fowler. Hopefully that'll stem the tide. Obviously, with 1 out, Walt Alston will bring in the infield. Hank Aaron will hit the ball to Gilliam. Gilliam scoops it up, throws it to the plate for the out. All other runners are safe. The bases continue to be loaded for Joe Adcock. And Adcock singles to right. Scoring is Hank Aaron. And Eddie Matthews has to hold. Strong throw in from Carl Furillo. Bill Bruton comes in. He replaced Andy Pafko in center field. And Bruton lines it to Gil Hodges for the 3rd out of the inning. The Milwaukee Braves tack on another run. Going to the 7th, the Braves are up 6-4. Let's see how. So Warren Spahn has faced 29 batters. He'll be tired after facing 32 batters. So we're going to continue to roll the dice, so to speak. And that's a line out to Johnny Logan for the 1st out of the inning. Don Demeter is retired. Carl Furillo is up. And Carl Furillo will hit the ball to Johnny O'Brien, who's been busy, for the 2nd out of the inning. And Gil Hodges. Hodges will hit the ball to Eddie Matthews. Matthews fires it to Frank Torrey for the 3rd out of the inning. Art Fowler will take the mound again, facing Frank Torrey. And Frank Torrey will hit the ball, a dying quail, to the 2nd baseman, Charlie Neal. We'll call that a line out for the 1st out of the inning. And the catcher, Del Crandall, is up. And Crandall strokes a single past the pitcher into center field. No balk chance, no pickoff chance, no stealing chance. So Johnny Logan will come up. And Logan will hit the ball to Junior Gilliam, who fires it to Charlie Neal for the 1st out, over to first, safe. Johnny Logan avoids the double play for the second out of the inning, which brings Warren Spahn. Warren Spahn will be tired going into the eighth inning. I think they're going to. The Braves need a win, so they'll take out Warren Spahn, and they'll bring in a pinch hitter. So Wes Covington or Mickey Vernon. Let's try some karma. Maybe Mickey Vernon will have some positive energy here. So Mickey Vernon on the season is hit just 1 for 7 in very limited duty. And Mickey Vernon strikes out. So much for good karma. For relief, the Milwaukee Braves will entrust Don McMahon to get the last 6 outs of the game. This is Don McMahon's 8th appearance. He has 1 save and an ERA of 0. So good time to have him in there. And the roll, and that's a single, leadoff single for Rip Rapolsky. Don Zimmer steps up to the plate, and Zimmer strikes out. First out for catcher Joe Pignatano. And Pignatano, rare play chart. The rare play chart says slow roller. Slow roller to first base, who bobbles it and then throws to first. So let's see. So Frank Torre's error rating is a 4. 1 chance and 2, and he makes the play. So Joe Torre makes the play. Over to second goes Rapolsky. And Art Fowler will be called back for a pinch hitter. The pinch hitter will be none other than Wally Moon or Duke Snyder. Who shall we? We'll entrust it on Wally Moon. Wally Moon on the season is batting .292 with 5 home runs and 14 RBIs. I guess he got the day off. At the ballpark once, and that's a fly ball deep to right field. Back against the wall, Hank Aaron makes the play for the 3rd out of the inning. The Dodgers need a pitcher. They're going to their very tired bullpen, and it's going to have to be Carl Erskine, unfortunately. So Carl Erskine on the season. What has he done? So right around plan. His ERA is 7.5. This is his 4th game. And Johnny O'Brien will smack a ball down the line in right field. Carfrill grabs it, throws it in as Johnny O'Brien scampers to second for a leadoff double. Eddie Matthews will hit the ball to short. It's a sharply hit ball. Don Zimmer looks back Johnny O'Brien. He'll fire it to first for the 1st out of the inning. Stepping up is Hank Aaron. Hank Aaron will hit the ball to Rapolsky. Rapolsky, tough play, and he gets it. Running back to second base is Johnny O'Brien. Bringing up Joe Adcock. Joe Adcock will strike out, and Carl Erskine did the job. So to the ninth we go. The Milwaukee Braves are up 6-4. Let's see how many batters that... So Don McMahon has faced 4 batters. He'll be tired after 6. So the next 2 batters he'll be good, and then he'll be tired. I can't imagine him being taken out of the game. Jim Gilliam steps up, and wouldn't you know it, it's a leadoff walk. So that's a bad sign. Facing Charlie Neal, and Charlie Neal, that's a ground ball to Johnny O'Brien. Johnny O'Brien will make the throw to first, and he draws off the bag, and the ball goes into the dugout for a 2-base error for Johnny Logan. My goodness, this couldn't have come at a better place, a worse place, and a worse time for the Milwaukee Braves. Runners on second, third, nobody out. Don McMahon, their closer, but no choice. He's going to have to stay in. He is tired. A play, 4-4, and that's a ground ball to Johnny O'Brien. And Johnny O'Brien, he can't get to it. Coming in to score is Jim Gilliam, and also coming in to score is Charlie Neal, and we're tied at 6. We're tied at 6. What a terrible turn of events. Carl Furillo. Carl Furillo will stake, and that's a ground ball to first. And his only play, Frank Torre's only play, is to Johnny Logan covering the bag for the first out of the inning. Gil Hodges steps up, and Hodges will hit a ball single to center field. Holding at second is Carl Furillo. And that'll be it for Don McMahon. Don McMahon disappointed and could not hold. Coming in will be Bob Rush. Bob Rush, this is his 8th game. He has no record. I'm sorry, he's 3-0. He has actually 3 of the Braves wins. And he'll face Rip Ripolsky. Ripolsky flies to right. And Furillo cannot move. Furillo will have to stay at second. 2 out for Don Zimmer. Zimmer hits the ball. Zimmer singles to Eddie Matthews, who stops the ball from going into the outfield. Bases are loaded with 2 out for Joe Pignatano. Will he be a hero? And Joe Pignatano lines it to short. What a game we have here. This is my second broadcast and second exciting game. It will be up to Bill Bruton against Carl Erskine. And Bruton will hit a ball to center field over the head of Demeter. Rounding first over to second is Bruton for a leadoff double. Frank Torre steps up. Let's see what Frank Torre has done so far. So Frank Torre, 2 for 3. He's having a good day, and Dale Crandall is not having a good day. Let's see what happens. So the pitch to Frank Torre, and that's a ground ball to Charlie Neal. Throws it to first, and Bill Bruton goes to third. The infield is in. Let's see if Dale Crandall can be a hero. And that's a play for shortstop Don Zimmer. Don Zimmer makes the play. Holding at third is Bill Bruton for the second out of the inning. What a clutch play. Carl Erskine. So Johnny Logan, it's up to him, or we go into extras. Johnny Logan hits the ball deep to left field and caught by Rip Rapolsky. Into extras we go. What a game. Carl Erskine, if there's an MVP, it will be him. Carl Erskine comes out, and home run hitting Jim Baxis. We'll go counterculture here, and Walt Alston is playing a hunch. The power hitting Jim Baxis, 4 home runs and 7 RBIs. Will come up. He will strike out. To the top of the order, Jim Gilliam. Jim Gilliam hits the ball to second base. Johnny O'Brien, who's had all sorts of problems there, and he boots it. And it is ruled a single and an error. Over to second goes Gilliam. And a fly out to right field. Hank Aaron makes the play for the second out of the inning. And now it's Don Demeter. Can he play the hero? And Don Demeter gets hit by the pitcher Bob Rush. Now Bob Rush is good for 9 batters. He has faced 7. There's a time to get out of the inning for Mr. Rush. It would be now. But you are facing Carl Furillo. And Carl Furillo hits a ball to Eddie Matthews. Eddie Matthews grabs it and steps on the bag for the third out of the inning. And that's how we score it. Bottom of the 10th. Bob Rush will come out for a pinch hitter. But first, the Dodgers will announce Johnny Clipstein. Yikes. Johnny Clipstein will have to carry the load. There are no other well, we'll see. Maybe can Sandy Koufax relieve? Maybe he's pitching next inning. We'll see. We'll cross that bridge when we get there. Bob Rush will be pinch hit for. And against the writer Johnny Clipstein, it'll be Wes Covington. Wes Covington on the season is batting .193. Again, tough. It'll be rain 4-2, and that'll be a fly ball to center. Don Demeter makes the out. 1 out. Yikes. What a game, what a game. And that's a hit to the shortstop, Don Zimmer, who boots it. So Johnny O'Brien hits it to Zimmer, and Zimmer boots it. There are four errors this game. Eddie Matthews will single past the first baseman. Down the line, Johnny O'Brien scampers to third base, and Furillo holds Eddie Matthews to a single. With a drawn-in infield, and Hank Aaron walks. Bases are loaded for Joe Adcock. Again, infield is in. And it's a wild pitch. Johnny Clipstein uncorks a wild pitch, and that ends the game. In dramatic fashion, the Milwaukee Braves win 7-6 in 10 innings. Your winning pitcher is Bob Rush. He has 4 of the Braves' 7 wins this year. Johnny Clipstein is the loser. Let's look at the box score. If we look at the box score, the Dodgers, 6 runs, 16 hits, 1 error. The Milwaukee Braves, 7 runs, 13 hits, 3 errors. The winning pitcher, Bob Rush, 4-0. The losing pitcher, Johnny Clipstein, who evens his record 1-1. We had surprisingly no home runs this game. Warren Spahn pitched very mediocrely, as did Johnny Padres. Let's see who the offensive stars were. We had Rip Rapolsky, and Don Zimmer continues with his ridiculous outburst. And wouldn't you know it, Warren Spahn had 3 hits. Had 2 hits and 3 RBIs. So that's the game, folks. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know in the comments. I would really appreciate it, and hope to see you soon. Thank you. Merci.